Hello Magic the Gathering lovers, and what have I got for you today? Well, I'm not saying I'm breaking the format, but this deck is bonkers good. Get ready for Temur Monsters. So here we go with this bonkers good deck. I think it's a bonkers good deck. I've been putting up some great performances on MTG Arena with it, and I've just started to put together the deck on MTGO as well, so I could put some games in and put it through its paces. So Temur Monsters, we basically are like a red-green monster deck, but if you add a little bit of blue, you get to add in a big jellyfish Hydra beast. Now, what could that be, I wonder? We'll see in a minute. But we're going to start off with this deck. We need to be ramping out. We need to be getting creatures on the battlefield and making them big and bad and just basically just stomping our opponent. So we need the mana dorks. Llanowar Elves is a 4 of in the deck, and so is Incubation Druid. I like Incubation Druid. It comes in as a 0/2, can add 1 mana of any colour land that you actually can produce. So potentially if we've got all 3 colours down, it will be able to tap for any one of those. You can use the Adapt 3 on it, pump it up a little bit, then it becomes a 3/5, which is a very good blocker. And this is just for a 2 mana rare. This Elf Druid is a great card. And in conjunction with Llanowar Elves, if we can get that down turn 1, the Druid down turn 2, if you saw my picture on Twitter earlier, that turns into a Carnage Tyrant turn 3. That is game winning. So let's get on to some more of the creatures here. We got a 4 of Jadelight Ranger. Comes in, explores, gets to explore twice and can go through our deck, potentially put lands in our hand. Or if we can find a nice creature on top, it becomes a 3/2. Leave it there on top, then becomes a 4/3. Going to be trading off with a lot of creatures this, and can be a nice early aggro creature as well, because potentially this can come down turn 2 as well, and if you've got a 4/3 down turn 2, that is big and monstrous. So we're going to the next creature in the deck that actually fought its way into the deck. I love it when cards do that. When you're not too sure on a card, but then, you know, what it wasn't when I was testing on MTG Arena, I didn't quite have all the mythics at that time. So I had to balance my numbers, and then I put Gruul Spellbreaker in. What a piece of luck that was. Gruul Spellbreaker with the right effect, which means it can come down with haste, attack straight in, potentially turn 2, with this nice 3/3, or you can make it a 4/4. Now it has hexproof on your turn as well, and has trample. What a nice rare from Ravnica Allegiance this is. It's fought its way into the deck, and it is definitely staying there. Gruul Spellbreaker is a 4 of. The next 3 of is Rekindling Phoenix. This will help us with board wise because it has to leave the battlefield, then it has the potential to come back, and as long as they don't kill it, you will get that creature, the Rekindling Phoenix, back onto the battlefield, and it's a sweet 4/3 flyer. Really hard to deal with. They've got to kill it twice. That and the red 1 elemental token. If they don't, it's just going to keep coming back and keep flying over the top and keep attacking your opponent. Ripjaw Raptor is a 3 of as well. 2 double green. When this is dealt damage, it draws you a card, so it will help us. You know, we are Temur, we do play blue, but we need big monsters on there. We're going to use other cards that you'll see in a minute that help us go through our deck to get the cards we want. So we've got Jadelight Ranger as a 4, so we have the Explore trigger, which will help us go through. So we don't need to waste spots, although, you know, card drawing spots are not wasted. But what I'm saying is, it is not, it's not a dedicated blue deck. This is a Temur Monsters deck, and Ripjaw Raptor can trade off with a lot. They can attack in, draw us a card. Sometimes your opponent will not attack in because they just literally don't want you to draw the card. So even if they got 2 or 3 attackers, they hold back. Strange thing to do, but Ripjaw Raptor is definitely a card that puts your opponents off attacking. The new dragon from Ravnica Allegiance. Oh, Skagan Hellkite, you've gone up in my estimations. This 4/4 for 3 and double red mythic dragon. It's just great. It has riots. It can come down and attack straight away. So when your opponents might play a planeswalker, this can come down and attack the planeswalker straight away. If you don't want it to attack straight away, make it a 5/5. Stays out the way of Lava Coil then, and the ability of paying for 2 damage divided as you choose among 1 or 2 targets. Ping a planeswalker, ping a Llanowar Elves, ping your opponent. It's really, really strong this. I thought, I definitely underestimated this card. It's in there as a 2 of, but don't be surprised if more testing if you want to up this to 3. On to the final 5 creatures. We've got a 2 of Carnage Tyrant because we're big and monstrous. Can't be countered. Trample, hexproof, absolute game winner, and potentially a turn 3 play if the magic gods are loving you and the cards are right in your hand. That just basically gets your opponents to scoop. We've also got a 1 of Ghalta Primal Hunger. It's a 12/12 with trample. We've got to have it in there. It's absolutely huge, this Elder Dinosaur. And then we've got a 2 of Hydroid Krasis, the Jellyfish Hydra Beast. I'm playing Temur just for having this in my deck, and another little card that helps us out as well. But the Krasis, I've not utilised it to a full effect at the moment, because only being a 2 of, sometimes you just don't draw it. But when I've managed to play it, gaining that X life rounded down and the half the X cards as well, flying, trample, Hydroid Krasis is a great creature. No wonder it's the most expensive card from that set. I might up to 3, but at the moment, Gruul Spellbreaker is keeping this down to 2. And a lot of you might say, well, obviously Krasis is a lot better creature. But for the work that Gruul Spellbreaker does, I'm keeping the stats as we are at the moment. So if you're wondering, if you want to put this up to 3, just put it up to 3. But as a 2 of, it's been very sweet. So we have 3 Planeswalkers in the main board as well. 2 of Domri Chaosbringer, really suited to this type of deck. You know, like the old Domri Rage used to do. Domri Chaosbringer is perfect for this. Comes in, we add the red or the green mana, maybe then give something with haste or put a counter on it with the riot ability. The -3, looking at the top 4 cards. I've never had the emblem yet, so that is my target for this deck. At the beginning of each end step, create a 4/4 red green beast token with trample. Absolutely brilliant, but I've never got to the emblem because I basically won the game before I've even had a chance to get to the emblem. So Domri Chaosbringer is a great card and certainly works well with this deck. We've also got a 1 of Vivian Reed, comes in with 5 loyalty. You know about Vivian, it's a great thing. In creature decks, it's absolutely brilliant. It's an all-star. +1, look at the top 4 cards and you can put that creature or land card in your hand. The -3, destroying target artifact, enchantment or creature with flyers. It's going to get those demons and other big flyers in there. Lyra, the -3. Sometimes you have to use it for that kill spell and it will just pave the way for your Hellkite to fly through your Rekindling Phoenix. And that is what Vivian Reed does. Great creature. If you get to that emblem, it's just GG's. The last spell we have in the deck, and it's a 4 of, is Incubation Incongruity. This card is absolutely brilliant for a turn 1 play. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, reveal a creature card, put it in your hand, the rest on the bottom of the library, so it's great turn 1. And what's great about Incongruity, because obviously we're Temur, we get to exile a target creature. That creature's controller creates a 3/3 frog lizard. Now, exiling a Ghalta and giving them a 3/3 is a lot better than a 12/12. Same with a Lyra, same with a lot of great creatures. Incongruity is an amazing card, but Incubation is just as good. So let's take a little look at the land base now. We're running Rootboom, Crag Stomping Grounds, Breeding Pools, Hinterland Harbours. We've got the perfect mana base for this sort of deck now. We've got a 1 of Memorial to Unity in there. I like this. I might up it to 2, you know, but I don't want too many tapped lands coming in. Sacrifice it, look at the top 5, put a creature card in your hand. It's another way of going through your deck, and generally with 29 creatures in the deck, you will find that creature, so it'd be worth sacrificing. It is a 1 of. Could up it to 2, but at the moment it's just there as it is. I've also got islands, mountains and forest, a mixture. So the list will be below in the description, so make sure you check it out, and then in case you've missed all the numbers, you can just go and copy and paste that link and take it to your MTG Arena, MTGO, or get it ready for your paper lists. So the idea of the deck, well, it's plain and simple, isn't it? It's monsters. Get monsters down as quickly as you can, win those games quick. Now, it's beating red decks, so don't worry about, red's just going to overpower you. Sometimes it will, because when they get those nut draws and they start doing 3 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage, light up the stage, all that shenanigans, they just win. They beat any deck in the format. But this can definitely compete, and it compete with a lot of the top decks as well. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm loving playing this deck, and what's more about it, it's a fun deck to play as well. So let's take a little look at the sideboard so we can sort of see what matchups we might come up against. We've got a 4 of Negate in the sideboard, help us against control, really will help you out. You don't want them killing your creatures, those Kaya's Wraths are a thing. Negate will help us against that. And also for the control matchups, we've got a couple of Rhythm of the Wild in the sideboard as well. Not in the main board, because I feel it's sometimes a bit underwhelming in the main board. We've got, the Riot feature is great for it. We've got the non-tokens. So, but coming in from the sideboard, when you're playing control, Negate and Rhythm of the Wild will help you out. Heavy removal decks, Vine Mare can come in, hexproof, can't be blocked by black creatures, 5/3 stats, very nice as well, and only costs 4 mana as well. You haven't seen much Vine Mare around at the moment, but it is a cracking card, and it's in our sideboard as a 3 of. Forgot to mention as well, we got Banefire in there, which helps you against control decks as well. That's in a 1 of. It's a great end finisher, Banefire. If you've managed to get all that damage through and you just can't get that last bit through because they've got their Teferis and they're doing all their shenanigans, Banefire can't be countered if it's 5 or more, and we should have enough mana for that, and that will be your win. The last 2 cards in the sideboard are a 3 of Lightning Strike, 3 damage to any target creature, and then we've also got a couple of Collision Colossus. I really wanted this in the main board, but I just didn't have the space for it. But the 6 damage to target creature with flying deals with all manner of great creatures. The demons, the Surveiller, the Lyras, everything like that. And Colossus, sometimes they never expect the Colossus to get that final bit of damage through. They just won't expect you to pump up a creature in this type of deck. +4/+2 with trample, with the size of our monsters, that will definitely win you a game unexpectedly. So that's today's deck tech, boys and girls. I hope you like it. Temur Monsters. I'm absolutely loving it, and I will have some gameplay up for this Sunday, so make sure you come back and watch that video. I'm yet to record it, but it's going to be some epic games. I already know it before I even play it, because the deck is brilliant, and it's brilliant fun to play. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really helps. And share the videos, like the videos if you can. That really does help support the channel as well. Anyway, my name's Matt, and I will see you on the next video.